Hey guys, what's up? It's Chris Mitchell with CMG Guitars and Devil Cat Amplifiers. I'm here today to talk to you about our new product, the Packer 30-watt Class A amp. You notice that you don't see it up here because I've got it on the ground. And here it is, on the ground. There you go. All right, you know, you're going to go ahead and notice some aesthetic differences about this amp as opposed to some of our other amps. We took what we learned with our closed cabinet design, our small cabinets, where we started doing the tilt-back speaker design, and we incorporated it into this amp. We based the Packer off of the Francine 30-watt, and then added a lot of unique features that make it its own amp with its own voice. One of the things that you're going to notice right away is that it is a lot lighter than the rest of our amps. This amp comes in at only 46 pounds. I know for a lot of you guys have been telling me over the years, Chris, I love my Jimmy, but my God, it's heavy, it's heavy. I know, I can relate completely to that. And one thing I want to tell you about this amp is that when Lane and I looked at all the different things that we needed to do to reduce weight, we didn't want to sacrifice the quality of our amps when we did it. So we came to the conclusion that we're not getting rid of that 18 gauge steel that we have in that chassis. We're not getting rid of that shielding that we have made out of that 18 gauge steel. What we decided to do instead with the Packer was we decided to actually get rid of the weight of the speaker. And what we did by doing that is we got this Jensen Stealth 80 to go inside of the amp. The Jensen Stealth 80 is a great neodymium speaker. It's one of those that we didn't really like. We didn't like neodymium at first when we started testing because you just didn't have that full throttle, that full sound. But this speaker delivers, and we're really happy to be incorporating this into our amp. You know, years ago, I was playing a gig, and I had to carry a twin from the parking lot to the stage, and the weird thing was, as I got down and I was ready to play the gig, and I sat the gig down, and I was playing with a 12-piece band, and the guy goes, "Hey, you ready?" I went, "Not yet. Not yet. I'm huffing and puffing here." So we really took that in consideration, the weight of an amp, because that is important for everybody. I mean, at some point of the day, you might feel great going into the gig, but you're loading out and you're exhausted by the end of the day. Now, a lot of you guys know I started out with the Jimmy, but as my styles have changed, I wanted to have an amp that would answer to the music of my early roots, the blues. And we've designed just that. You know what? I'm going to stop talking. Let me just show you what I've got. Here's an example of some of the chiming cleans this amp has. Just play some simple things there for you guys to listen to. Let's take a look at that again. I'm going to do a little walk up, that little. Oh man, that is just so rich. You know, I could probably play a little bit more of the, let's see. You know, one of the things you'll notice right away with the Class A amp is the responsiveness. For those of you guys who haven't played Class A amplifiers yet, that's kind of one of the big takeaways is the responsiveness. So those tubes just really drive, and it responds well to your touch. So when you have that, it feels like almost like it's predictive for those of you who haven't really played a lot of Class A's. Obviously, the other thing is it breaks up quicker at lower volumes, and that's one of the big takeaways you get with the Class A amp. And I'm actually going to show you a little bit of chicken picking here. On this, because when you talk about that responsiveness, chicken picking is kind of what comes to mind. So let's go ahead and hear some chicken picking. man, that is just so responsive. It really is. It's an amazing sound coming out of this amp. I love it. Now, the one thing I'm going to talk to you guys about too is, we have a boost in this amp, and what the boost does on this amp is it drops it to a half power, and you can do two things with the boost. You can either pull that volume down and basically make it a half power drop, which kind of saturates and drive it. Let's take a look at that real quick. I'm going to show you. Here's the amp without the boost. I'm going to go back to the neck pickup here. So if I was doing some strumming stuff, oh man, this is it's actually rattling the walls of my house, and I love it. So earlier I was shooting the video today, and Packer was down. He was actually up here with me. As you guys know, we name everything out of family members and just loved ones. And for example, the Jimmy was named after my dad. Francine was named after Lane's wife, and the Packer is named after my dog. I'll admit it's named after my dog because I love little guy, a little French bulldog, and he was up here. He was sleeping right by it, and I couldn't shoot the video because he was farting so much. If you've ever had a Frenchie, you know what's up. So anyway, you got to hear that kind of stuff. Now let's take it. I'm going to go ahead and hit the boost again, and I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of stuff. I'm a little exhausted today, but I'll go ahead and play. Let's see. Oh man, that is so nice and responsive. Let's actually hear that again. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna do that riff on that. And if you play with that, like check this out. Oh man, that is just so nice. I love that. Just that. And you can get that sound depending on what volume you're at and how loud your band plays. You know that. My hands are not doing well with me today, but oh well. It sounds, the amp is doing me a lot of favors, though. It sounds great. Now, if I do this, let's say I take that solo. If I'm playing I've got here's without the boost, and I go. You hear it's still a lot cleaner. If I put the boost on, You can really hear that breakup start happening. Now the interesting thing is, obviously I've got single coils, so it's not even, you know, when you play humbuckers, it drives it even more. But watch this, with the boost engaged. Now I'm gonna hit that dirt. Now you can also turn the boost up and you can make it a true boost, and it is a true boost. I want you to see this real quick. I'm going to go ahead and turn the volume of the boost up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the amp first of all just straight. I may even clip because I haven't checked it on this level quite yet, but I'm going to go ahead and play the amp straight. That's just straight off. Now watch this. Right. You know, you guys have probably noticed I'm playing a different guitar than I do in the normal videos. Normally I'm playing an Ashley or maybe sometimes even my Mark. This is a new model that we came out with called the Diane. I'm not going to talk about that in this video. I'm actually going to save that one for another video. But I certainly appreciate you watching and enjoying the Packer. In the meantime, I'm just going to play it myself out a little bit.